Hello all, this is Siddharth and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. This is 10th video of this series, R programming language, and in this video we will talk about data frame. This is a very important topic in R language and it is widely used in data analysis. We can consider a data frame as a table or a two-dimensional array like structure in which each column contains values of one variable and each row contains one set of values from each column. So we can understand data frame as a variable which is used to store tabular data. So some of the features of the data frames are the column name should not be empty. So it should not be empty, column name should be there. The row name should be unique, means every value will be unique in a data frame. The data stored in data frame can be of numeric or a factor or of a character type. So the data that is stored in data frame can be of numeric type, it can be of factor type, or it can be of character type. Each column should contain same number of data element. So it is the most important concept that each of the column should contain same data items, not same data items, same number of data items. Let us suppose we have a salary column and we have a column called as name. So the number of data that are present in name column and the number of data that are present in salary column should be equal. Now let us understand about data frame using practical implementation. So this is our studio and here we will be doing our coding part. So first of all, let us do a simple example. So we will do this. So let me make you understand. So it is emp. This is the variable which is used to create store this data frame. That is data.frame is the function which is used to create data frame. So this is inbuilt function, that is data.frame, and it is used to create a data frame. And after that we are using this bracket, and in this bracket we are just giving imp id. Imp id is a column that will tell us the employee id, and it is from 1 to 5. And after that we will be putting name of the employee name, and we are using a vector here, and we are giving the 5 name. As employee id are 5 means there are 5 values, so there will be 5 value in name, and imp name is the column. As you can see, there will be 5 1 2 3 4 5 values, and after that we are putting the respective salary of these persons. Like for Rick there is 602.33.3, and for Dan it is 515.2, and then for Michael this is 611.0. and after that what is the starting date of joining? So for Rick it is 1/1/2012, and for Dan it is 23/9/2013. So we are having all these values. So if we will not use a string as a factor, then also we will get the same value. It is by default present here. So now let us execute it. So we are having 1 2 3 and 4 columns. So we will be having 4 columns and 5 rows. So first of all, let me execute the whole code, and you can see we will get the data frame. After running the code, you can see that we are getting the columns and we are getting the rows and we are getting the value that we have. So this is simple. As you can see that just we have used emp to store the data frame, and this is the inbuilt function which is used to create the data frame, and under which what things we want. So we first of all we have to mention the column, the name of the column, and after the column what value these column will have. So in imp id we are having the value from 1 to 5. In imp dot name we are having the names of the person, and for salary column we are having salary and the starting date of joining, and we are passing it as date function, and we are making vector and giving the value, and now we are getting the data frame which is looking like this. So this is the way by which we can create a data frame, and there are various methods by which we can get something out of these data frames. So we can use str method on emp, and let us see what this is giving us. So if we will use str method on emp, we can see that we are getting some of the structure of the data set. As you can see that it is saying that 5 object and there are 4 variable, imp id is of integer type, where the values are 1 2 3 4, salary is of number type, and the value is these, start date is of date type, format is this. So we are getting all the structure of the data type using structure function. We can also use summary function to get summary of the data frame. So we will use summary here and just pass emp here, and we will get the summary of the data frame. So let me execute all these things, and you can see that we are getting summary, that is minimum value of first quadrant, median, mean for all the different type of data types. So for imp id, for imp name, for salary minimum salary is 515.2, first quartile is this, median is this, mean is 664.4, third quartile is this, and maximum value in salary is this. So we can draw some insight out of that. So this is our data frame, which is having column like ID, employee name, salary, starting date. But let us suppose we want to add one more column, that is we want to add department column here. So for adding department column, you can also add department column here. So for adding department column, just simply you have to write these following name of code. emp, that is the variable that we created here to store the data frame, and after that if you want to add department column, so you will have to name it dept, means department column, whatever column you want to add you have to name that. And in between you have to place this dollar sign. This dollar sign is used to concatenate, so it will add department in the following data frame, that is emp, and the department will be of IT operation, IT, HR, and finance. So and after that adding the department to this that we will store this emp in a new variable called v, and now we will print this v. So you can see that the department will be added. So here you can see that we are having all the different type of columns that were present earlier, that is imp id, imp name, salary, starting date. But now we have added one more column, that is department here. So we can add as much column we want in our data frame. Here after creating the data frame, we saw that how we can add extra column to it. Now we can also add more rows to the data frame. So how we can add more rows to the data frame? So for that we have to create one more data frame. So for creating one more data frame, we will use, just we will make it a new data. This is the new data frame that we will be creating with the help of data.frame inbuilt method. And the same thing we will do here. We want the data frame with 3 values only, so we will name employee id from 6 to 8, as we have created the value from 1 to 5 here. So here we are creating it from 6 to 8, and after that we are putting the 3 names of the employee and their salary and their starting date and the department that in which they are operating. So these things we have done. So after that we want to combine these two data set. So for binding the both two data set, we just have to use rbind function, and this function will take the parameter, that is the dataset you want to combine. So the first dataset that we made after adding the department column was v, so we have given v to it, and the new data frame that we have created, so the new data frame is new data. So this is the second data, this is the first data frame that we created earlier, and this is the second data frame that we created just now. And after that using rbind we will combine this data frame, and then if we will print the data frame, then you can see that all the, first of all we were having the values up to 5, and now we are having values up to 8, and we are having Rasmi Pranav Tushar as employee name, and you can see that we have successfully added the two data frame. So after that, now we can see that there are a hell lot of columns here, that is employee id, employee name, salary, starting date, and the department. But now for some time, we want only the employee name and then the salary, and we don't want any other column. So how we will achieve? So for achieving that, we will have to use just a simple line of code, that is just we are making a variable result, and we are storing data frame. We are making a data frame, and earlier we were having, as we only wanted the employee name and their respective salary, so we are making a variable result and we are storing a data frame in that variable. And now since our final data is this data, final data, and what we want, that is employee name. So we will give employee name and we will just give a dollar sign. So this is the data frame from which we are wanting employee name. So we have given employee name here and we will put a dollar sign here, and we also want from final data salary. So we are just giving giving final data and this dollar sign, and just we want salary. So these two column we only want, and we are storing it in a result variable. And now if we will execute all these things, then you can see that at final you can see that we are getting employee name and employee salary from the data where we were having different type of columns like employee id, employee name, salary, starting date and department. We are just having employee name and salary. So this is all in this video. The next video we will see that how we can load csv data, tabular data, how we can read text file, and we can also see that how we can fetch the data from url. Thank you so much for your time.